This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. My name is Mace. I stand by this message. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. For real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas. So we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't. And for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like,
Jay Prince has a message for both of y'all with your comments after what you guys had to say about Shakur. He said, numbers don't lie, haters do. Let their haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year, the top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all of you haters who want to escalate that hate outside of the ring, I'm Shakur's manager and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Mace, I will fade all his shots and take all bets.
So then we talking to you then, all right? We starting with you. Since you the big homie, we starting with you. That's how it goes around here. I want to just start off by saying you are so lacking self-awareness. Like, when you give such a lackluster performance and then you think you can make threats to people because you gave a lackluster performance, pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should like or to tell Cam what he should like. That's not your place.
I love Mace saying, like, who is he? What's happening?
Mace smoked it.
What's happening right now? They both worded it, and it still seemed respectful.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they didn't get out of pocket. Yeah. They didn't get out of pocket.
They seemed
they
like
were just telling the truth.
The hip hop scene went into total chaos when Mace, one half of the viral "It Is What It Is" crew, straight up fired shots at one of the most untouchable figures in the game, Jay Prince. Yeah, that Jay Prince, the Houston powerhouse who built Rap-A-Lot Records and runs things both in the streets and the industry. Nobody ever dares to speak on that man in public. But Maze did it live on camera with a slick grin and zero fear. The moment hit the internet like a bomb. Fans couldn't believe what they just heard. It all went down while Mace and Cameron were clowning around during their usual show, cracking jokes about the latest hip-hop headlines. Then out of nowhere, the vibe changed. They started talking about how some old school bosses keep trying to control the new wave. Mace leaned in, smirked, and dropped a line that made the whole room freeze. Some of these OGs still think they can scare folks with their name. That ain't respect, that's manipulation. Then he paused, locked eyes with the camera, and said, I'm talking to whoever still think they the boogeyman of hip hop, even down in Houston. Boom! The internet lost its mind. Everyone knew exactly who he meant, Jay Prince. Within minutes, that clip was everywhere. People were tagging Jay Prince nonstop saying, you gonna let Mace talk to you like that? Fans were stunned because Mace is usually smooth, funny, and chill, never messy. But this time, his words had venom. And the wildest part, he wasn't done yet. Later in that same episode, when Cameron tried to switch up the topic, Mace just laughed and said, I'm tired of folks acting like they untouchable. Nobody's above being checked. The whole studio gasped before the crowd erupted in cheers. Mace had just dropped a verbal bomb on live air, and the ripple hit the whole hip-hop world like an earthquake. Jay Prince ain't just another name in rap, he's that guy, the one people whisper about. The man who helped build empires, protected stars, and depending on who you ask, might have scared a few along the way. So when Mace stepped up and poked that legend's image, it was like someone finally said what many have been thinking for years but never dared to say out loud. Some fans called it bold, others said it was straight up career suicide. Either way, everyone was locked in. Jay Prince's name has always carried weight. Real respect, the kind earned in silence, not by clout chasing online. But Mace shattered that silence with just one savage line.
You 60, you 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the fuck you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all eat a dick. This is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Wack 100 was the most disrespect. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat this Wack 100 said. So for the people that's catching up on this who have no idea how this started, we gave our opinion of the fight. We said this was boring. All of us said it was boring. It's 100 niggas saying it's boring. But because I go viral, niggas think that they could keep talking to us. Shakur Stevenson told us to get the strap or strap up, or better yet, put the gloves on so he could fight us. We said what he said, and then he started going crazy.
So look, I gotta ask, I think I'd be remiss if I don't. Any message for Cam and Mace? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week.
Them old niggas, they ain't got my respect. No.
There you go.
Since it's all comedy, I'm going to deal with it like comedy, nigga. You hear that? Like I said, nigga, your mother named you after Shakur, nigga. You know I ain't had no problems with the first Shakur. I ain't going to have no problems with you. Chill out, little nigga. We got the right to have our opinion, and I say that with all due respect, but just keep it where it is, man. Let humor be humor. Let everybody say what they gotta say. You don't like what we said, nigga, box better. Until you beat Tank, it ain't really nothing for you to say. And making threats, I'm gonna just keep it real. If we talking boxing, I got 3 knockouts in All-Star Weekend, man. So I got 100% knockout ratings on All-Star Weekend if we checking the records.
When you have a young guy like Shakur, instead of fighting his battles or trying to go against everyone that's commenting on him, you should be talking to him on teaching him how to get better.
And then came the reaction, because once those words left Mace's mouth, Houston caught wind fast. Within hours, Jay Prince's name was trending everywhere. Blogs were blowing up, reporting that his camp wasn't happy at all. One insider even claimed Jay Prince was shocked that someone at Mace's level would dare speak on him like that. Another source said he straight up couldn't believe it. Jay Prince is used to people showing respect, not testing him. And that's what made this whole thing hit harder, because coming from Mace, it didn't sound like hate. It felt like straight humiliation. When word finally got to Jay Prince, he didn't hop online or make a scene. That's not how he moves. He plays chess, not checkers. But people close to him hinted that real conversations were already happening behind the scenes. One Houston blogger even said, if Jay Prince feels disrespected, he's gonna handle it, but not on Instagram Live. He'll do it face to face. That one comment had the entire internet tensed. Memes started flying. Pray for Mace, and he better stay out of Houston for a bit. Flooded timelines everywhere. But Mace, he wasn't shaking at all. The very next day, he went right back on It Is What It Is and poured gasoline on the fire. When Cameron tried to cool things off, Mace just laughed and said, I heard people mad about what I said yesterday. Good, that means they heard me. Then he doubled down, saying he's tired of fake respect in hip-hop, tired of people pretending to honor certain names just because they're scared. He hit them with another killer line. I respect legacy, but not bullying. If you real, you don't gotta flex your power every 5 minutes. That quote went viral again instantly. Fans went crazy, saying Mace basically buried Jay Prince without even saying his name directly. The comments were wild. Some said Mace was preaching truth, that it's about time the culture stopped glorifying fear. Some people said Mace was straight up playing with fire, cause Jay Prince's name still holds real weight from the block to the boardroom. One tweet even joked, Mace woke up and chose courage or chaos. Either way, he had everybody's attention. Even other artists couldn't resist reacting. Some reposted clips with laughing emojis, while others stayed completely silent. It turned into one of those tense industry moments where everyone's watching from the sidelines, scared to pick a side. But honestly, the silence said everything.
You boring, you boring. Everybody's seen it. We ain't the only ones who seen it. You boring. I thought I was rather polite about it. I thought it was cool. Your grandfather's in your corner telling you to let your hands go. You won't let your motherfucking hands go because you're scared to get hit. You want to swim without getting wet. It's just not going to happen. Now, what I will say, this is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in the last 2 years. This was kind of funny. This is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in 2 years. Congratulations. After the face over, he walks back to the corner like this. That don't look like a champion. Champs start walking around the ring diddy bopping when they beating up. Your grandfather, that's how I know what your grandfather's telling you. They knew you f***ed the bag up. You f***ed the bag up. You were supposed to show off, show out. Not only that, you was talking before the fight. You was the one before, I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna demolish it. I'm gonna do all this. And you ain't do nothing you said. That's why is mad. The point being is this, you fighting more after the fight. You just had a fight Saturday. You're losing your damn mind the last 2 days. Trying to fight everybody on Instagram, on Twitter, or everything else. Because we seen it. We seen it. What is you talking about? Then you talk about we should glove up. Shut the f*** up. Shut the f*** up. for a nigga slap fire out you. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You getting boxing in the streets confused, nigga. For real, nigga. Like, stop getting boxing in the street. Those are two different things, nigga. That is two different things, nigga. Because when a switchblade or something else and everything, you talk about niggas better strap up. Why would you give niggas that heads up? You dumb motherfucker. Fuck out of here. You out your motherfucking mind. If you want to impress me, step up and wait. Fight to your Fimo in Newark so he can knock your head to Irvington. What is you talking about, nigga? You ain't impressing nobody with all this Twitter talk. All this wild Twitter talk. You talking, who you talking about? You're talking about niggas ain't legends. Nigga. Mace, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not talking about Mace when he came out and sold. Mace was Michael Jackson after Michael Jackson, before Drake. Nigga sold 5 million in 3 weeks. What is you talking about? But I'm talking about tonight. Tonight, right now, Mace is a 1,000,000% better rapper than you a boxer. 1,000,000%. Don't make me put the battery in his back to Oracle 3, you nigga.
Yeah.
I have him Oracle 3. That's what you need to do is Oracle 3, man. And let niggas know, man. He is 1,000,000% better rapper than you a boxer, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Lastly, what I was going to say, Murder, is this. You keep talking about, how they legends, they doing podcasts, this and that. We make more money than you. We sit here and make more money than you. I know you don't want to play the Cash App, open your bank account game on the phone when we see each other. I know you don't want to open the phones up and see how much you got in the account. You made $2 million.
The put this energy into your boxing and start letting your hands go, then you will be a pay-per-view star.
Oh, they podcast. Because we getting chicken. We make more money than you. You better come with, you want a job? We might got a job for you. Get the out of here. Yeah, Murder.
Folks respect Jay Prince too much to laugh, but they also respect Maze for having the guts to say what others won't. It's that rare clash, old school power versus new school freedom. And right now, Mace is clearly winning the internet round. What made it even wilder? Mace roasted Jay Prince without ever saying his name. That's straight Harlem energy. Slick talk, no filter, but always strategic. See, Mace didn't just wake up and start talking reckless. He's been observing how people move for a while. He's seen how Jay Prince pops up in every big drama. Drake, Kanye, even the Takeoff tragedy, always stepping in as the peacemaker, but somehow still reminding everyone he runs the show. Mace finally called it out, saying, some people want to be God in hip-hop, but this game already got too many preachers. Boom. Another mic drop moment that had the whole culture buzzing. That was the line that sent the internet into a frenzy. Fans said Mace wasn't just throwing shade, he flipped the whole table over. Behind the scenes, a few industry voices quietly started backing him up, saying he said what needed to be said. One insider even told a podcast, Jay Prince been untouchable for too long. Folks act like he can't be criticized. Another added, Mace just proved the new era don't fear the old guard anymore. And that statement said it all. The game is shifting right in front of our eyes. Days later, Jay Prince finally broke his silence with a cold, subtle Instagram post, just a black background with the words, respect is earned, not demanded. Then came the caption, some people confuse clout with courage. Everyone instantly knew it was aimed at Mace. But instead of firing back, Mace did what he does best. He laughed it off. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, he joked, I'm not beefing with no motivational quotes. The crowd exploded with laughter. Mace flipped Jay Prince's serious energy into pure comedy. And that's what made it sting even more. People online said Mace just pulled the ultimate power move, turning one of hip-hop's most feared figures into a punchline. That's the power of media today. Once the narrative hits the timeline, you can't control it anymore. Jay Prince built his legend in a time when fear ruled the room. But now, cameras and mics changed everything. You can't silence a comedian with a podcast mic, and Mace knows that better than anyone.
Boxing is also entertainment. Let me school you, Nick. So when you get in the ring, you're not entertaining. We don't want to keep hearing about the sweet science. We're looking for entertainment. We're paying bucks for entertainment, and you're not entertaining. And somebody got to tell you this. I know you flipped out on Tim Bradley, tried to say they paid him to say that. I know you said that Bob Arum panned the cam on people leaving out as you was fighting. But listen, if the fight was smoking, nobody had to walk out. You should not be the main event fighting like the undercard. undercard. Your fight was like the undercard. All the smoke was before you. So they need to rearrange how you're going. You're like a headliner that really need to be the opening act. And that's on a business sense. So you need to take note of that.
They call you pillow hands. That's what they call you. I didn't make that up. That's what I heard. They call you pillow hands. But listen, it's room for you here. We need a boxing analyst weekly. We could be your promoter. Yeah. Listen, you never got this much traction. We could, dead serious. I know it's gonna be like, oh, think about it. You in Billboard. You ever been in Billboard? You in Billboard. You on TMZ.
You made it.
You made it, nigga. You made it. If you need help, we're here. We got you here right now. It's a week and think about it. It's a week and a half after the fight, and we still talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just a difference between big homie and OG. Like, the OGs is that's older than you, more experienced. They've been around and they teaching you. They're keeping you away from danger. They are valuable in your life.
Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, my nigga? Control your nigga. Control that. Ain't nobody gonna tell a nigga, get the strap, and then we gonna sit there and be like, hey, I think we should shut up. Nah, this is not 1982, bro. You cannot sit here and tell nigga, get the strap, and then be quiet. Nobody know that part, because I should just be going viral. You bugging, James, you bugging, my nigga. I don't know what bet you talking about, all that other slang then. Bet it, whatever bet you talking about, bet it. I don't know what, bet it. Bet it. You want to bet it? I don't know what to bet it.
Mace knew exactly what he was doing. That's why his comeback hit harder than any diss track could. He used humor and truth instead of threats and fear, and that made it sting even more. By the end of the week, It Is What It Is shattered viewership records. People weren't tuning in for sports talk anymore. They wanted to hear what wild thing Mace was gonna say next. He became the voice for saying what everyone's thinking but too scared to say. The same Mace who once walked away from bad boy and fame to become a pastor was now preaching a whole new kind of gospel. Raw honesty with zero filter. And for the first time in years, Jay Prince didn't have the last word. That silence spoke volumes. Now that the smoke's cleared, everyone's asking what's next. Will Jay Prince clap back for real, or will he just let it fade away? So far, he stayed quiet, besides that one cryptic post. And that says a lot. Maybe he realized going at Mace publicly would only make things worse. Cause right now, Mace is on fire. His show's booming, his confidence is sky high, and fans see him as the new voice of truth in hip hop. The wildest part? Mace flipped the whole situation into a massive win. He didn't hide, didn't apologize, didn't fold. He stood tall on every word. On his next broadcast, he summed it up perfectly. I ain't got no problem with nobody, but I ain't scared of nobody either. That was the quote that took over the internet. Fans plastered it everywhere. Speak your mind like Mace. It turned into a full-on movement overnight. That's when everyone knew the energy had shifted for real. Mace flipped fear into freedom. Meanwhile, Jay Prince found himself in an awkward spot. His whole image has always been about control, the calm, wise OG that everybody respects without question. But Mace stripped that mystique away right in front of millions. And now, when people hear Jay Prince's name, they instantly picture that clip of Mace smirking, saying, "Ain't nobody above being checked." That's how fast narratives flip in the internet era. Industry insiders are even calling this a turning point, because now it's the new wave of creators, podcasters, YouTubers, and talk show hosts running the culture. These new voices aren't scared to challenge the old heads, even the so-called untouchables, and Mace just proved it. He did what rappers, execs, and influencers never dared to do. He made Jay Prince look human. Not a villain, not a boss, just another man who can catch heat like anybody else. By the end of the week, social media was clowning, calling Mace the preacher who baptized Jay Prince in public.